Good morning, students. In the previous session, I explained to you about Big M method, how to solve an LPP using Big M method for a minimization problem. Here today we'll see the next type of problem where we'll have the variables as unrestricted. So how to solve such unrestricted variables problem using Big M method. Because for a simplex method or for Big M method, Big M is also nothing but simplex only, but in simplex we have seen only less than or equal to type of constraints. Here we can solve greater than or equal to, less than or equal to also. So here for any simplex method or Big M method, the variable should be non-negative. That means it should be positive, greater than or equal to 0. So if the variables are not positive, then how to solve such a type of linear programming problem? That we'll see here. So suppose I am taking a problem, for example, maximize z is equals to 8x2 subject to constraint x1 minus x2 greater than or equal to 0, 2x1 plus 3x2 less than or equal to minus 6, x1, x2 are unrestricted. So suppose a problem, an LPP problem is given to you like this. Then how to solve such problem? So here first thing is we have to check whether it is a maximization or minimization problem. So it is maximization. If it is minimization, you have to convert into maximization using the relation minimize of z is equals to minus of maximize of minus z. Using this relation, we convert it into a maximization problem. Second condition is all these values, bi values should be positive. If any one of the bi is positive, negative, then convert it into positive by multiplying that constraint throughout with minus 1. So what I will do here, since it is not satisfied, first I will convert that into positive value. Maximize z is equals to 8x2 subject to constraints x1 minus x2 greater than or equal to 0, minus 2x1 minus 3x2 greater than or equal to 6. x1, x2 are unrestricted. UR means unrestricted. So now I got all the bi's as positive. Now next what I should do? To apply this x1 and x2 are unrestricted means what? x1 and x2 can take any value, either positive or negative or zeros. But to apply simplex method, the variables should be non-negative. That means you should have only positive. So what we'll do? We'll convert these variables, we'll express these unrestricted variables as difference of two non-negative variables. That means I'll take here x1 as x1 is equals to x1 dash minus x1 double dash, x2 is equals to x2 dash minus x2 double dash, where x1 dash is greater than or equal to 0, x1 double dash is greater than or equal to 0, x2 dash greater than or equal to 0, x2 double dash greater than or equal to 0. That means all these variables are non-negative. So I will express these unrestricted variables as difference of two non-negative variables. So substitute this here. Now what you will get the objective function as maximize z is equals to 8 into, in place of x2 I can write as x2 dash minus x2 double dash subject to constraints. Here I can write in place of x1 I have to write x1 dash minus x1 double dash minus x2 dash minus x2 double dash greater than or equal to 0. Here minus 2 into x1 dash minus x1 double dash minus 3 into x2 dash minus x2 double dash greater than or equal to 6, and x1 dash, x1 double dash, x2 dash, x2 double dash are all greater than or equal to 0. Now you got an LPP. I'll simplify further. So when I simplify further, what I can write? I'll open the brackets. Maximize z is equals to 8x2 dash minus 8x2 double dash subject to constraint x1 dash minus x1 double dash minus x2 dash minus x2 double dash greater than or equal to 0 minus 2x1 dash plus 2x1 double dash minus 3x2 dash plus 3x2 double dash greater than or equal to 6 x1 dash x1 double dash x2 dash x2 double dash greater than or equal to 0. Okay. Now this is the LPP you got, where variables are also non-negative and all BIs are positive. Now I will write the standard form of that LPP. So what is the standard form of LPP? Maximize z is equals to 8x2 dash minus 8x2 double dash subject to constraints. Here I have x1 dash minus x1 double dash minus x2 dash. This will become plus because it was minus x1 minus x2. Problem was here minus, so this will become plus. Plus x2 double dash minus, because this is greater than or equal to constraint, I will subtract a surplus variable and I will add an artificial variable and it will be equal to 0. So when I am subtracting a surplus variable, I need to add artificial variable. Correspondingly in the objective function, corresponding to this surplus variable, it will be 0 into S1. Corresponding to this artificial variable, it will be minus m into A1. Similarly, now second constraint. What is the second constraint? Minus 2x1 dash plus 2x1 double dash minus 3x2 dash plus 3x2 double dash. Again, this is greater than or equal to type of constraint. So here I need to subtract a surplus variable again. So I'll write this as minus S2, and because it is a surplus variable I am subtracting, I'll add here another artificial variable A2, and this is equal to 6. Now in the objective function, correspondingly I'll write plus 0 into S2 minus m into A1. So here x1 dash, x1 double dash, x2 dash, x2 double dash, S1, S2, A1, A2 greater than or equal to 0. Now you write the identity matrix. Now you write the matrix form of the constraints. So when I write the matrix form of the constraints, what I will get? This is x1 dash, x1 double dash, x2 dash, x2 double dash, S1, S2, A1, A2. So coefficients 1, minus 2, minus 1, 2, minus 1, minus 3, 1, 3, minus 1, 0, 0, minus 1, 1, 0, 0, 1. So here we can see the identity matrix formed is corresponding to the variables A1 and A2. Now we will solve using the usual big M method. So draw the simplex table. CB, XB, BI, and here all the variables. So this is CB, XB, BI, x1 dash, x1 double dash, x2 dash, x2 double dash, S1, S2, A1, A2, and this is ratio. And here you will have Cj. So Cj's are, this is 8 minus 8, sorry, for x1 dash and x1 double dash you don't have any values here, it means these are 0. So this is 0, this is 0. For x2 dash coefficient is 8 in the objective function, for x2 double dash it is minus 8, s1 0, s2 0, a1 minus m, a2 minus m. Now here because a1, a2 are forming an identity matrix, so I will write here in the xb column a1 and a2. Here their cost is minus m and minus m. bi is 0 and 6, 1, minus 2, minus 1, 2, minus 1, minus 3, 1, 3, minus 1, 0, 0, minus 1, 1, 0, 0, 1. Now calculate Zj. Minus m into 0 plus minus m into 6. So minus 6m. Minus m into 1 plus minus m into minus 2. So 2m minus m will be m. Similarly, minus m into minus 1 will be m, plus minus m into 2 will be minus 2m. So m minus 2m will be minus m. Similarly, this will be minus m into minus 1 is m, this is 3m. So 3m plus m. I hope that is right. Next, this one minus m and minus 3m. So this will be minus 4m. I will write here. So this value is minus 4m. Minus m into 1 minus m into 3. So this will be minus 4m. Minus m into minus 1 is m. This is 0. So this is m. Minus m into 0, 0. Minus m into minus 1, m. Minus m into 1, minus m. This is also minus m. Now find Zj minus Cj. So m minus 0 is m. Minus m minus 0 is minus m. 3m plus m, this is 3m plus m, no? So I can write this as 4m. Sorry. So 4m minus 8, minus 4m plus 8, this is m, this is m, this is 0, this is 0. Now which is most negative? You have negatives to these two values. This is minus m, this is minus 4m plus 8. So the most negative is minus 4m. Now I will put a tick mark to this. Now the entering variable is x2 dash. Now this x2 double dash is entering variable. Now to find the leaving variable, this x2 dash, x2 double dash should occupy any one of these two places. So I have to find the leaving variable. For that leaving variable, I need to find the ratio of bi divided by most negative column. So most negative column is x2 double dash. So here 0 by 1 is 0. Then 6 by 3. So how much is 6 by 3? 6 by 3 is 2. This is right here. 0 by 1 is 0. 6 by 3 is 2. Now which is minimum here? This 0 is minimum. So corresponding value a1. This a1 will be the leaving variable. So this a1 is leaving variable. In place of a1 I should write x2 double dash. Now intersection of this most negative and this minimum ratio is this. Now this is the pivot element. Now I have to make this pivot element 1 and all other elements in that column as 0. Because this is already 1 which is in the first row, I will write R1 as R1 only. Okay. So I will draw the simplex table over the other side. Second simplex table. comments and draw down as it is not visible. So the second simplex table I will draw here so that it will be easily visible for you. CB, XB, BI, then you will have ratios. So this is CB, XB, BI, X1 dash, X1 double dash, X2 dash, X2 double dash, S1, S2 and A2. Because A1 is leaving, no need to write A1 in the next table because it has left the table. Here you will have Cj. For X1 dash, X1 double dash it is 0, this is 8, this is minus 8, 0, 0, minus m. Now the basic variable is X2 double dash and here you have A2. So X2 double dash cost is minus 8, A2 cost is minus m. Now do the transformations. What is the transformation? R1 is, you have to write as it is as R1. So what I will write here? 0, 1, minus 1, minus 1, 1, minus 1, 0, and here also 0. Now R2. R2 means here in the most negative column we have this pivot element. Corresponding to that pivot element in that column, it should be, all other elements should be 0. Now I have to make this 3 as 0. So as I told you in the previous session, now R2 will be R2 minus 3R1. Now this is R1. Okay. So R2 is R2 minus 3R1. What is R2 here? R2 is 6. 6 minus 3 into R1 is 0. So this is 6. Next second element, minus 2. Minus 2 into, this is minus 2, minus 3 into 1. So minus 2 minus 3 will be minus 5. Next, this is 2. 2 minus 3 into, this is minus 1. So this will be 2 plus 3. That will be 5. Next you have minus 3. So minus 3, this is minus 3 and here you have minus 1 corresponding. So minus 3 into minus 1. So minus 3 plus 3. So this will be 0. Similarly you have plus 3. So this will be plus 3 minus 3 into corresponding value is 1. So this is 0. Next value is 0. So you will have for S1 corresponding to R2 you have 0. So what you will get? 0 minus 3 into corresponding value in R1 for S1 is minus 1. So this will be 3. Similarly for S2, R2 is minus 1, minus 3 into, in R1, S2 value is 0. So here I will get minus 1. Similarly, A2 for R2 you have 1, minus 3 into, in A1, A2 value is 0. So how much you will get? 1. Now check whether your row transformations are correct or not by seeing whether the basic variables are forming an identity matrix or not. Now how to check that whether the basic variables are forming an identity matrix or not? See here, x2 double dash should have 1 0 in that column. So 1 0. A2 you should have 0 1. So 0 1. So this and this are forming an identity matrix. So you have that variables as the basic variables. Now you calculate Zj. Zj will be minus 8 into 0 will be 0. Minus m into 6 will be minus 6m. Okay, minus 8 into 1 minus m into minus 5. So you will get 5m minus 8. Similarly, minus 8 into minus 1 plus minus m into 0. Sorry, this one minus 8 into minus 1 plus minus m into 5. So this will be minus 5m plus 8. Minus 8 into minus 1 is 8 because you have 0 term here. This will be minus 8. Here you will have 8. 8 minus 3m. So I'll write this as minus 3m plus 8. Then this is 0, this is m. This is 0 and this is minus m. Now find Zj minus Cj. So 5m minus 8 minus 0 will be 5m minus 8. Minus 5m plus 8 minus 0 is minus 5m plus 8. 8 minus 8, 0. Minus 8 minus of minus 8 is 0. Minus 3m plus 8 minus 0 is minus 3m plus 8. M minus 0, m. Minus m minus of minus m is 0. So here which is the most negative column here now? Which is the most negative column? Whether we have to take minus 5m or minus 3m. So here minus 5m is the most negative. So I'll put a tick mark to this. Now this is corresponding to x1 double dash. So this is entering variable. Now you have to find ratio. Ratio you will find for what? Bi divided by x1 double dash. So how will you find that ratio? B1 divided by x1 double dash means 0 divided by minus 1. 6 divided by 5. So you will get 0 by 1 equal to 0. 6 divided by 5. 6 by 5 means you get 1.2. Again this is minimum. Now which is leaving variable here? X1 double dash is what? X1 double dash is 0 divided by minus 1. Sorry, this is 0 divided by minus 1. So for negative values we will not calculate any ratios. So we will find only 6 divided by 5 which is 1.2. So this is the minimum ratio. Now intersection of these two is 5. So this is the pivot element. Now you have to make this 5 as 1 and all other elements in that as 0. And now this is what? This is leaving variable because corresponding to this you have minimum ratio. So now draw another table and make the necessary row by making the necessary row transformations. So I will draw the table. So this is CV, it's not visible. This is CV, this is XB, this is BI, X1 dash, X1 double dash, X2 dash, X2 double dash, S1, S2. I will not write A2 now because A2 has left the basis. So no need to write it. So what is the entering, what are the variables, basic variables? You already have x2 double dash. Then a2 is leaving. So in place of a2 you will have x1 double dash. So what are the costs associated with these variables? For x1 dash, x1 double dash 0. x2 dash, x2 double dash is 8 and minus 8 respectively. For s1, s2 is 0. So I'll write the respective cost in CB column. So CB column for x2 double dash and write minus 8 and for x1 double dash it is 0. Now here pivot pivot element is corresponding to second row. So what I'll do the transformation is R2 as I'll write it as R2 by 5 because I have to make this pivot element as 5 as 1 and you have pivot element as 5. So when I divide this 5 with that 5 only, you will get that as 1. So I'll divide that whole row R2 from BI with 5. So here I'll get 6 by 5. Then I'll have minus 5 by 5 means minus 1. 5 by 5 is 1. Here 0 by 5 is 0. 0 by 5 is 0. This is 3 by 5 and this is minus 1 by 5. And now I got R2. Now what are the transformations you have to make for R1? For R1 this should be made 0. The values corresponding to the pivot element in that column should be made 0. So what I will do now, this is R1. So this is the pivot element we have converted to 1. So R1 will be R1 plus R2 because this is minus 1. If I add this one then it will be 0. So R1 is R1 plus R2. So R1 is 0. 0 plus R2. R2 is 6 by 5. So this is also 6 by 5. Then R1 is 1. 1 plus this R2 is minus 1. So this will be 0. Similarly, here R1 you have minus 1, you have 1. Minus 1 plus 1 will be 0. Here you have minus 1 plus 0 will be minus 1. Here you have 1 plus 0 is 1. Here you have minus 1 plus 3 by 5. That is 3 by 5 minus 1. You will get minus 2 by 5. Similarly, 0 plus minus 1 by 5. So this will be minus 1 by 5. Okay, now calculate Zj and Zj minus Cj. So Zj will be minus 8 into 6 by 5 means minus 48 by 5. This will be minus 8 into 0 plus 0 into minus 1. So 0. Minus 8 into 0 plus 0 into 1. 0. Minus 8 into minus 1 plus 0 into 0. 8. Minus 8 into 1 plus 0 into 0. Minus 8. Then minus 8 into minus 2 by 5 plus 0 into 3 by 5. So this will be 16 by 5. Minus 8 into minus 1 by 5 plus 0 into minus 1 by 5. So this will be 8 by 5. Now you find Zj minus Cj. So 0 minus 0 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. 8 minus 8 is 0. Minus 8 minus of minus 8 is 0. 16 by 5 minus 0 is 16 by 5. 8 by 5 minus 0 is 8 by 5. So here what we are observing, all Zj minus Cj's are greater than or equal to 0. It means we have attained the optimum solution. So that will write it. Since all Zj minus Cj's greater than or equal to 0 implies optimum solution is obtained. So optimum solution is obtained. Now what is that optimum solution? That we have to read it. That I'll write here. What is that optimum solution? So here maximize Z is equals to, how much you got? Minus 48 by 5 for x1 double dash is equals to 6 by 5 and x2 double dash is equals to 6 by 5. Okay. So here we got x1 double dash and x2 double dash. but the variables we have in the problem is x1 and x2. So using these values, you calculate x1 and x2. So here see, this value will be the final table in this. This value will be the objective function, z value. Okay. So again, no need to substitute. If you substitute this x1 double dash value and x2 double dash value in maximize z objective function, even then you will get the same answer. See, what was the objective function? Maximize z is equals to, you had 8x2 dash minus 8x2 double dash. So here I got only these two values. It means what? x1 dash, x1 double dash, sorry, x1 dash and x2 dash are 0. When you got x1 double dash and x2 double dash values, it means x1 dash and x1 double dash are 0. Sorry, not x1 double dash. x1 dash and x2 dash are 0 because those two are missing. See, I'll write here, it's better. Here I write for x1 dash is equals to 0, x1 double dash equal to 6 by 5, x2 dash is equals to 0 and x2 double dash is equals to 6 by 5. Okay. Now we got this, and this is the objective function. This is the z value, maximize z value. You can write directly from this table. If you want, you can substitute here, you will get the same answer. See, here x2 dash is 0. So 8 into 0 minus 8 into x2 double dash is 6 by 5. So I am getting how much? Minus 48 by 5. Which is the same answer which you got here in the final simplex table zj. So no need to substitute again and calculate z value. Directly you can write it from here. Okay. Now we got x1 dash, x1 double dash, x2 dash and x2 double dash. But we want x1 and x2. So here it implies x1 is equals to, you have x1 dash minus x1 double dash. So x1 dash is 0, x1 double dash is minus, you get here 6 by 5. So x1 I am getting minus 6 by 5. Similarly, x2 is equals to x2 dash minus x2 double dash. So here x2 dash is 0 and x2 double dash is 6 by 5. So 0 minus 6 by 5. So this is equal to minus 6 by 5. So therefore I got x1 equal to minus 6 by 5 and x2 is equals to minus 6 by 5. Because they are unrestricted, I am getting negative values.